Jefferson is a private school, but it is very, very liberal. They all look the same. I'm sorry to say it, but I had to. It's gonna be a bunch of white people. It's gonna be like I'm gonna be the only black person in my classes. And you'll also probably see them walking around campus in a variation of the same outfit every day. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. It's me, Emily, and today we are talking about some controversial questions that you guys had. I wouldn't even say controversial. I'm really just saying controversial because the word is like, you know what I'm saying. Today I'm just going over a handful of questions, more questions that you guys had about Jefferson. I've gotten so many messages where you guys say that these videos about Jefferson are helpful, and I also mentioned in my last Q&A that I wanted to kind of make a video about the types of people that go to Jefferson, but I also wanted to throw in a couple other concepts just to make it a full video because I don't want to spend the whole time kind of being critical of people because I know myself and I just kind of feel like people at Jefferson make me laugh a lot. Anyway, the first thing that I want to tackle in this little chat that I'm having with you guys is the types of students that go to TJU. So a lot of you guys have asked me like, oh, are people nice? Was it easy to make friends? What kind of people were you with in your classes, and blah, 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 blah. Obviously, things are kind of different. It's harder to meet people now because of COVID, but we're just going to go off of prior experience and last semester. So I kind of thought about the different people that go to Jefferson. I thought about the different majors, and I kind of grouped them by those majors. So we're going to start with the med majors / accelerated degree majors, and technically I'd fall into this category even though I just kind of feel like I'm in my whole other own category. Your med majors and dual degree majors are most likely going to be the overachievers in your class. They will have assignments done 3 days ahead of time. God bless them. They will have like a fit if they get a B+ on an assignment. They're like the type to get mad at professors for taking like 2 points off of an assignment. They're the type that's like, oh, well, I'm going to send them an email. I'm going to email the professor about this, and the third. Oh my gosh, the professor didn't post a homework. These are the people that really, really, really take school seriously, as they should, because medical degrees are not easy, and it's really good to have that kind of attitude early on, but it's also not good for school to take over your life, if you know what I'm saying. I'm in an accelerated program, but I've learned to be a little bit more relaxed with my life and not let it consume me like I did my first year. Next are the athletes at Jefferson. So there are actually like a good amount of athletes that go to the school. I know that we don't have a football team, but I promise we are not that lame. We have soccer, we have basketball, we have volleyball, and rowing. We have rowing. Did you know that? It's pretty cool. There are lots of athletes, I think, that are there on scholarships for their sport, or at least partial scholarships. So you can kind of tell, like, they're usually like business majors, or just kind of like the more low-key, not as rigorous majors. People who play sports at Jefferson usually walk around in like big clusters. They kind of stick together, a little bit cliquey, but some of them that I've met are still pretty nice people. They're in the gym like every single day. You will never see the weights corner empty. There will always be some basketball players, some soccer players, whatever, lifting weights and getting swole. And you'll also probably see them walking around campus in a variation of the same outfit every day. So gray sweatpants and a blue Jefferson hoodie, or a gray Jefferson hoodie and black sweatpants. I literally kid you not, you will know someone is an athlete by like the first week. That outfit is a staple for every athlete at Jefferson. Next, we have the fashionistas, aka the fashion design majors. I had a lot of fashion design majors in my building my first year, and let me tell you, their outfits were always on point, but they were also always a little bit edgy, always a little bit, like you gotta think, like that's interesting, you know what I mean? Makeup always fleeked, sometimes they're just a little bit extra, you know what I mean? But you gotta be extra if you're gonna make it in this economy, you know what I'm saying? No, I don't even know what I'm saying. I feel like in my first year, maybe just because it was freshman year, the fashion design majors always had like so much time on their hands. They're always going out, always coming home late, yelling in the hallway when people were trying to sleep. I think they're kind of like the more outgoing type, more talky, chatty. They do spend a lot of time, I think, in the they have like fashion design labs. You should see they had like dresses displayed in Hayward Hall, and they were really, really cool. So they work hard, but I still kind of feel like they had a little bit of free time. Maybe that was because it was first year. Next, we have the architecture majors. My roommate was an architecture major for my first year, and these students, these people, they just don't sleep. They don't do it. They can stay up for 2-3 days. All they need is a Red Bull. I'm telling you. I remember with my roommate freshman year, she would literally be up for like 24 hours with no sleep. She'd be working on projects super late. She was always like super stressed out, but would try to hide it. And I feel like that's kind of the tune of a lot of architecture majors, but who can blame them? They have a lot to do. They have a lot of things going on. You know, the drawings and the pens and the building. They're definitely going to be wheeling around like a suitcase, carrying those huge things of paper. You'll see it. People leave the bookstore with those huge things of paper, and if you see that, just know they're probably an architecture major. Next, we have the psych majors, aka me, aka your kind of basic college white girls. So they probably look a little something like this, and their room probably looks a little something like this, and they all look the same. I'm sorry to say it, but I had to. I'm gonna wear some skinny jeans, a nice sweater, and a nice pair of shoes. Something Michael Kors, something brand name. They all talk the same. They're all kind of like nice, but they're also cliquey. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to leave it right there. That's it for the types of students. Those were all the majors I could think of. Kind of going off the types of people that go to Jefferson and based off of their majors, I thought that I would touch on this because I think I've gotten like a handful of questions about what it's like being a black girl at Jefferson. And I honestly didn't expect to ever get this question because I just kind of feel like I never thought about what it's like being a black student. I just always think about what it's like being a student. You know what I mean? Like, I don't necessarily, and I understand why people have asked this question, but I personally don't like identify like I am a black female college student. That's not how I think of myself. I just think of myself as a Jefferson student. My name is Emily. I go to Jefferson. I happen to be African American. But to answer your guys' question, because I know I responded in the comments for a couple of them, but I just feel like a person. Like, I don't feel like I've ever been really marginalized for my race other than my own insecurities. I think that feeling a certain way because of your race is mostly a personal problem. And I'm not judging anyone. I'm not criticizing anyone, but I am just saying I felt this. I was like this in high school. I felt insecure about my skin color or my race because of how I perceived other people looking at me. For an example, I would think that a white guy in my high school thought I was ugly. So I just assumed every white guy thinks I'm ugly. Therefore, I feel a certain type of way around white guys or even white girls. So that was a personal problem that I had to deal with, and I had to literally crucify with Christ, and I had to say, I am not going to be defined by that. I'm not going to be defined by my insecurity or what society tells me I should be insecure about. I am just going to identify myself with Christ and do everything the best that I can. Here's what I'm trying to say, because I keep tripping up over my words. If you are a black student and you are thinking about attending Jefferson, or you're already committed to Jefferson, your experience does not have to be different because you are black. It does not have to be different. I'm telling you right now, my experience, I have not felt, there was never a moment where I was just like, wow, I just feel so marginalized right now. I just feel so like oppressed and just mistreated because of my color, because I'm black. I cannot believe I'm being treated this way. I'm being a little bit funny about it, but seriously, I've never felt like that. I've always just felt like I'm a student. I applied, I got in, and I can afford it. So I'm not going to act, or nor should I be treated any differently because I am a little bit tan. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm dark, because I have brown skin. Like, I get it. Even I thought when I was applying to the school, like, oh my gosh, but it's a suburb in Philadelphia. Like, it's gonna be a bunch of white people. It's gonna be like I'm gonna be the only black person in my classes. But it really wasn't like that. This was the first time in my whole life that I've had another black girl in my class, or more than one other black girl in my class. And I remember walking into one of my chemistry classes and I was like, there's diversity, and it's not fake diversity. Like, you will have a slew of different people in your class. You have people that aren't even from America in your class. I have this one girl in my African American studies class, and she's so pretty. I love her accent. I don't even know where she's from. I don't know if she's from like the UK or something, but I love her accent. You will have all different types of people in your class. So I'm just telling you, if you're black and you went to like an all-white high school or something like I did, you are not special, okay? Like, you're special, but you're not special, because everybody's different. There's thousands of different people that go to Jefferson, different skin colors, different ages, different races, different upbringings, different thoughts and opinions and perspectives. So you will be fine. You just have to change your mindset before you start going, so you don't start like nitpicking and thinking that this is racism and this is oppression. Like, you're fine. Jefferson is a good school. Speaking of a bunch of different people at Jefferson, this is the last thing that I wanted to touch on for this video, and I'm a little bit nervous to touch on it, so please do not send any hate my way. This was actually a question that somebody else asked me, kind of like explaining that they kind of have more conservative views, and they just kind of want to know like what Jefferson is like in the terms of political views and like what they promote, what they endorse. And I have to be blunt, because I guess I kind of just assume that everyone thinks the opposite way that I think, but I'm sure there's a handful of you that are similar to me. I know that even one person reached out to me and was like, oh, I'm so glad that you share your faith and you go to Jefferson, because I'm gonna be doing that too. So I'm gonna be open, I'm gonna be blunt, and if you have a problem with that, oh well. Jefferson is a private school, but it is very, very liberal. I will be straight and to the point. I'm not even criticizing anyone or judging anyone or coming at anyone. I'm just telling you the truth. Jefferson is liberal. They support just about everything that they can support. They do pronouns. Professors have to do pronouns, I think. They do he, him, her, she, him, his. Bro, I keep messing this up. The point is that Jefferson they're pretty big on pronouns. I remember when we had to introduce ourselves the first year to our hallmates, we had to say, okay, say your name, your pronouns, and your major. I remember sitting in there like, what the frick is a pronoun? I'm not getting into this. I won't do it. Not today, Satan. I won't. Even though that goes against all laws of English and grammar, we're just gonna ignore that. They like to have lots of talks about racism. They send out a lot of things about like mindfulness and meditation and acceptance and inclusivity and pride. They're very, very liberal, very progressive. The message that they send, the message that they try to get across is not subliminal at all. But I also haven't felt pressure to have to believe in something that I don't support or that I don't believe in. I've never felt like I didn't have an opportunity to stick up for myself, or like I had to feign belief in a liberal attitude because I needed to get a good grade, or because I needed a professor like me. Even I've said this before in my video about being Christian in college. I remember in my first year of American Studies, because I had to take it twice, but I remember in my first year of American Studies, there was a lot of discussion about very just controversial topics. Things like pro-choice versus pro-life, things like Black Lives Matter, like things like that. And everybody, there was not one person, not one. Every single person in my class was like the liberal, progressive, kind of person. Those were the attitudes that they had towards these controversial issues. And little old me would raise my hand and ask these questions like, okay, well then why is this like this? Why does this happen? I have had to stand up for myself and kind of defend what I believe in certain classes around certain people, and it has not felt great. It's kind of made me feel like upset. Like, why do all of these people out of 30 people in this class, why do they all believe the exact same thing and I'm the only one that thinks differently? So it's been frustrating in that sense. But you just have to be bold. Like, if you're coming in and you believe in Jesus and you have faith, or even if you just have a couple things that you see differently than the university does or than most of the students at the school do, then all you have to do is stand up for yourself. You don't have to like lie or like try to fit in or blend in. Like, I'm sure, 100% sure, you can find people that agree with you, that you resonate with, that you are like-minded to, if that made sense. Listen, let me just say this. I believe the Bible, and I believe what the Word of God says, and that is how I live my life. And a lot of things that Jefferson has promoted or Jefferson has sent out or that Jefferson agrees with, I don't agree with everything, but I still go to this school because guess what? The program that I'm in is amazing. The psychology program, the accelerated degree program, it's great. So I don't believe that everything that Jefferson pushes out, I'm kind of just like in the school, but that doesn't mean that I support everything the school supports. So it's really, I don't even know if I've been talking about this for too long, but I hope that you guys are kind of understanding what I'm saying here. There are lots of different people that go to Jefferson when it comes to skin color and when it comes to ways of thinking and beliefs and attitudes. So it's very diverse, and you kind of just have to find the people that you click with. No pun intended. That was good. Get it? Click with, and like click like when you're in a click, but then also like click like a button. That was pretty good. I did not mean to do that. AJ always tells me that when I explain a joke, it's not funny anymore, but I think it's actually more funny when you explain it. So I really hope that this video was helpful to you guys. I know that I'm sweating right now. I was really nervous to make it, but I kind of just hope that it was cut and dry, straight to the point, and it just gives you guys a better look at what you're in for or what you're applying to. And as always, you can watch my other videos. Feel free to subscribe. We are almost at 600. It would literally make my week if we hit 600. Definitely comment down below any more questions. Comment down below your experience at Jefferson. Comment down below some of the things that you're looking forward to, some things that you heard. Just talk to me, chat with me, DM me on Instagram. I always respond, but sometimes I'm a little bit late because I never see the requests like right on time. But definitely message me. You can chat with me in the comments. You can chat with me on IG. I am here. I'm here for you. We're here for each other, you know what I'm saying? I love you all so much, but God loves you more, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah. Bye.